we're down the home stretch for the NFL draft. So, of course, we got to do these collabs. And I brought that franchise guy, Marcus Whitman himself. So happy to see you again, brother.
It's great to be back. I've been looking forward to this all week, as you know. And as you said, it's the home stretch. So a little busy this time of year. So I'm excited to just, hang out Friday night, do a little mock draft, and then I can go to bed and you can go do all the work and edit this sucker up.
I've been doing Photoshop all day, so it's okay.
I know. I got a video coming out like every other day. So it's a lot of editing. But this one's going to be fun.
Yeah, we got a special one too. It's 2 rounds, as you requested.
Yes, I requested it, man. I'm the madman.
I know. I don't like to put that on people. You know, hey, we're gonna do 1 round. Hey, if you want to go longer, then hey, let's send it. Let's do it. I mean,
I haven't really. The thing is, I haven't really done a lot of round 2 analysis. So I was like, I really want to do it if you're down.
Yeah, no, I'm always down. I'm more interested in seeing what happens day 2 a lot of the times, because I feel like I've kind of like explored all the options for the first round for the most part. I don't know. I mean, a lot of wild crap's going to happen. For instance,
you say that now.
What we will do. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go ahead and see that. So you got pick 1, my friend. You're going to start us off with the Chicago Bears.
So I can explain it if you want.
Please do.
We have like 4 playing cards that we have to play throughout this mock draft. One is a slight reach where the player you pick can't be your top ranked player at that position. So a slight reach. Then there's a big reach where basically if it's a first round pick, the guy has to have a second round grade for you, or second round, third round. Pretty self-explanatory there. And then we have a defer card where if you can't make up your mind, we will present 3 options to our co-host here, and they will make the final decision based on the 3 options you give them. And then we have a non-need pick must be made where basically the guy can't be a day 1 starter. So a little future planning there. So gonna be fun, man. A lot of
fun to be had. So are you gonna be using one of those wild cards on this first pick?
Not gonna shake things up too much here with number 1. It's Caleb. It's always been Caleb. I feel like we got 64 picks to make here today. Bears fans are gonna get potentially 10, 15 years of great quarterback play. They're just gonna have to deal with not a lot of analysis needed with the number 1 pick here.
Yeah. Now, feel free. We could also discuss trades in this too. If you ever feel you want to bring it up, because I imagine we're going to be talking about the Vikings fairly soon.
Yeah.
So I got Washington. For me, it's no brainer. This has been quarterback since forever. Since they were like, oh, we're the number 2 pick. We're going a quarterback. News out there, it's Jaden Daniels. I prefer Drake May. I think the arm talent's just a little bit better. And I kind of like the idea of Drake May coming in and kind of just taking over for Sam Howell for another year. Kind of funny. Just taking his spot.
Keep the UNC. Yeah, keep it rolling. Maybe Mitch Trubisky wants to come in as a backup. And,
right.
Yeah, just
Drake May
just right up the road there.
Seattle. Listen, I know you love the NFL draft as much as I do, and you're going to want a nice hefty watch list of players during this college football season. Well, go ahead, check out my draft guide. You can purchase it for only $30 by Venmoing or PayPaling me. Links in the description. It's a one-time payment, and you get it for this whole draft cycle and forever and always. Technically, it's a Google spreadsheet, so send me your email when you send the payment. I'll get you hooked up. You will see my current prospect rankings and big board, my full evals, and guess what? It updates throughout the whole draft cycle. So it's a great purchase, and it's a great way to support the channel.
It's fitting too, because I'm moving to North Carolina with my wife, and we were debating what the closest NFL team is to Charlotte. And DC, Washington DC, is closer to the North Carolina area, but in Charlotte we're actually closer to Jacksonville. So anyway, the proximity is there.
Yeah,
for Drake May.
In Virginia Beach. I used to go to Nag's Head. every now and then for the summer.
Okay.
It's nice out there.
Cool. Maybe you can give me some restaurant recs if we head out that way.
I was a child.
You were a child.
McDonald's.
All right, so at number 3, I am a little bit lower on Jaden Daniels. Not like horribly lower on him, but certainly low enough that if I'm the Patriots here, I would be scared shitless if I were to throw Jaden Daniels into this situation where he's going from a dream of an offense at LSU, clean pockets, incredible wide receivers, a system that, you know, was set up really well for him. The Patriots, all across the board, as we know, it's a mess. And I really don't want to sit here, stay put, and take a quarterback unless Drake May falls to me, because I do have a gap down. You know, I got Caleb a tier, Drake a tier, and then honestly, the way I see it, I've got all 4 of the quarterbacks in their own tier, kind of 3 there. Mm-hmm. So I'm not personally taking Jaden Daniels here, and my opinion is the Patriots aren't going to either. I think they would certainly want to trade down here. I've seen them go down to like 11 with the Vikings. Personally, if I'm the Patriots, I'd still want to come out of this draft with a blue chip type of prospect. So because you have the number 6 pick with the Giants, I will ask you, would you trade up for a quarterback at 3 so that I can stay within range of some of these blue chip offensive pieces?
Now, this is what we would do, because I have no faith that the Giants want a quarterback in this draft.
Yeah.
I have no faith. I think their whole big quarterback move this summer was Drew Lock. Yay. I would love. I mean, I've been out on Danny Dimes since he got the contract. But I don't know if I'd do that for Jaden Daniels, oddly enough. If I feel like if I'm the Giants, rather than just like expending future draft capital to secure that, I might just kind of like sit where I'm at and hope and pray. And if not, then I get a really good receiver.
What if all I'm asking for is your 2nd round pick this year?
Now, if they didn't spend that 2nd round pick on Brian Burns.
Well, they have 2.
They do have,
because they got one for Leonard Williams.
And now
so you still have.
And now they'd be out 2nd rounder. I don't think.
So they have Seattle's pick, which I think is what, like 50 something.
Check real quick. They have.
This is me, the GM, on the phone. Like, hey, remember you have that pick in the 50s? 47. Do you need to check which 47?
I feel like I would stay put if I'm the Giants.
Okay.
If it was Drake May, I would. Jaden Daniels, I feel a bit more. I feel like this is probably what the Patriots felt like in 2021, where we're like, we're not going to trade up for Mac Jones. He falls to us, then he falls to us.
Yeah. All right. Well, in this situation, I'm actually just going to stay put. I'm going to take Marvin Harrison at number 3, and we're just going to start building this thing up. And, you know, an underrated aspect of this is because a quarterback's not coming off the board here, you are kicking these guys down the board a little bit. You might be in striking range if you like Bo Nix or Penix. You might be in striking range to come up for one of these guys. Like I said, I have Jaden Daniels much closer to like a Michael Penix than I do to a Drake May. So we'll see how the rest of the draft plays out. And I know I've spent a lot of time here, but I especially like Michael Penix plus Marvin Harrison than Jaden Daniels plus Ricky Pearsall or whatever. And I like Ricky Pearsall, but you know.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair. I feel like you get to that 2nd round if there is like a Bo Nix or a Michael Penix available, where I feel like those guys could probably start now. They have enough football under their belt. Just kind of send it. I'm gonna ask if you might want to trade up here to this pick at 4. The Vikings.
I think I can at this point get to 5 if I'm the Vikes.
Yeah. I feel that way too. I feel like the Chargers, that's gonna be the team that ends up moving.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm more locked into moving up to 5 if I'm the Vikings right now, and I am the Vikings, so yeah, I'm gonna say no.
So I'm gonna go ahead and send it with Malik Neighbors. Horrible consolation prize. Oh, boo-hoo.
Yeah.
Absolute yak machine, insane athlete. Why?
I think so. I have the number 2 pick in a dynasty draft.
I'll tell you about my dynasty in a second.
I'm expecting Caleb's going to go number 1. If this is how it plays out, I think I'd take Neighbors in a fantasy situation than Marvin Harrison there. Yeah. So yeah, very nice.
In my dynasty draft, I basically last year we just started it up, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go all in on next year's draft because like I know there's a lot of good talent. So I acquired 7 first-round picks in a 12-team league. I got 1, I got 2, and then I think I have like 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah. Awesome, dude. I'm in the same boat. It's going to be fun. We'll have to message back and forth on how that turns out. All right. So I'm going to make the trade here.
Yep.
At 5. And, 11 and 23 seems to be more or less. I've heard a lot of people debate this. I think when the Vikings went and made that move with the Texans to get that pick, I think they had a word basically. I do believe it was from the Chargers, just kind of based on how the draft value plays out and stuff, that they're like, hey, you get us a pick in the 20s, we'll go 11 and 20, maybe like a future 4th or something like that. But we're going to come up to number 5 with the Vikes. And for this mock draft, it doesn't even make an impact on us because they don't have a 2nd-round pick that would, be our worry anyway. So for our purposes, 11 and 23 will go to the Chargers. Now, genuinely, I would take J.J. McCarthy for the Vikings over Daniels. Now, I do have Daniels ranked higher, but I do think when you look at what Kevin O'Connell values from an offense, from a quarterback in his offense, it's the ability to hit those intermediate digs off of play action, turn your back. It's what McCarthy was brilliant at Michigan. It's also McCarthy has grown on me a lot.
I think he's grown a lot on a lot of people. Just kind of it's been beaten into people at this point.
Yeah, and so I really think that he's 3 years younger. He's more quote unquote moldable. And I also just don't think Kevin O'Connell really values that scrambling ability. It's very similar to like that Shanahan, McVay mindset where it's like, I want you to be able to create within the pocket and get to your 2nd and 3rd read, but actual like scrambling. And on top of that, even maybe more importantly, is like using them as a designed runner. It's just, I don't think that's really something that O'Connell really cares about. There is, okay, we can take Jaden Daniels and design this crazy read option offense in a way that I think like maybe Brian Dable at 6 might be able to do with him. So I really think the skill set's there for McCarthy to be the Vikings guy. They've been linked as well. I have some minor ties that I can't disclose. Living in Minnesota, some people that know people. And I know that they really like McCarthy. So
scoop.
But we're gonna trade up for McCarthy here.
All right, and everything worked out perfect for the Giants. They just sat back and look at that, quarterback's available. The Mac Jones approach worked. Hopefully he's not Mac Jones. Fingers crossed.
Stylistically, I think it's pretty fair to say they will at least if they're both bad, they'll be bad in different ways.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. But yeah, man, Danny Dimes, he's out after this season. I mean, I don't think there's really much more to talk about with that. I feel like if Daboll's gonna really save his job, they're gonna have to have a quarterback at the very least next year. It's like Danny Dimes ain't gonna do it.
And I really think that's like the best way for that to play out for these guys. Like I think they're both in a better position to succeed there. Brian Dable is a guy that has proven time and time again at this point that he's going to tap into that legit running ability of the quarterback. And that's, if you value that, you're going to like Daniels a lot more. So
it'll mitigate the offensive line woes.
Yeah, absolutely. Although the pressure to sack percentage on Daniels is historically bad. So I am more optimistic they can get that offensive line patched up a little bit, bringing in Illuminor and the O-line coach Priscillo. So love it.
And Runyon too.
All right, Joe Alt, Titans. What do you got at number 8?
Yeah, I mean that's basically copy paste. I mean Titans fans, it's so. I don't think it's wild. I mean they're taking what Rand Carthen's saying, and they're like, "Oh, receivers on the table here. We could go wide receiver." I'm like, you released Andre Dillard, even if you still had Andre Dillard. Like,
yeah, I think if it's Neighbors, I think he'll be in play. But I don't think they need. They've talked about like, oh, we need speed. I think Odunze is a really good player, but you do have DeAndre Hopkins there, right? Which is like that's like the best case scenario for Odunze. Obviously, Hopkins is not a long-term answer. But if you're looking at like this year for Levis, let's give him everything we need to get a real evaluation on him. Getting that left tackle, the best left tackle in this draft. It's a absolute lock.
Most definitely. I'm here now with the Falcons. I honestly believe Falcons are in such a nice spot. They really are. You get potentially one of the wide receivers. The top defender could be corner, could be edge. And I honestly think they could probably trade down and still feel really good about it. I mean, I don't know if the Bills would want to trade up, pull like a Julio with Rome Odunze. I don't think it's out of the question.
I don't think it is either.
Yeah, man, that's gonna cost a heck of a lot. I don't know if that team's. I don't know, man. It's gonna be a much different team than last year. They shedded a lot of talent. Those Bills.
Yeah,
they're still gonna probably 2-0 the Dolphins. Whatever. Man,
no salt detected.
Yeah, no salt detected whatsoever. So I'm not gonna play with that. I just feel like a lot. There's just too many moving parts. That's gonna be like 5 to 6 picks. It's just too over my head right now. I honestly believe
they've also, not to cut you off, but they've also been a very just stick and pick front office.
Yeah,
with the number 8 pick every time. It's like, oh, they can trade down, and they're like, nope. Yep.
I mean,
Kyle Pitts, like all these dudes.
Down, get a running back later. Top 10, and then we're gonna Tyler Algier all the way. I'm gonna go with Liatu Latu.
Love it.
I think I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the more polished edge rusher there. I'm sure they. Well, I don't. Again, it's Raheem Morris. He just stepped in there. I don't know how exactly he probably feels about Arnold Ebiketie. It's not his guy, so
yeah. I don't know how Arnold Ebiketie feels about Arnold Ebiketie.
Yeah, I know, right? But man, this team hasn't had pass rush in like a decade.
Yeah, that's the same pick I'd make, man. Like, I just think, especially with they've made it so clear, like they want to go for this 2-year window. Why mess around with Dallas Turner for? He may not be good till year 3. Like, it's just to me it lines up way more with what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, like
even just hiring a defensive minded head coach is like a short window type of hire. So
yeah, and I mean they went offense heavy in free agency. Like the one pick here, it's like, man, Rome Odunze does feel kind of like fun and sexy, but it's like they went so offensive heavy in free agency.
Yeah,
they need pass rush desperately.
Agreed. So this is the one scenario where I'm not trading down with the Bears is if Odunze is there. I'm going to take Odunze there.
Just send it.
I do think it's in play for someone to trade up. Like if Atlanta has 2 or 3 defensive players they really like, because they could go corner too. Like they could really go in any direction. If they have a couple players they really like and someone wants to jump Chicago for Odunze, I could see it. Or even you just swindle Chicago for a few picks. But I mean, Chicago's not going to trade up either because they don't have a lot of picks to trade at this point. So that's something to look out for. But yeah, I'm going to stay put. Take a Dunze at 9. Caleb's locked and loaded. Keenan is great to have right now, but it's not going to be there forever.
Yeah, with any luck in my dynasty league, I'll be able to double dip there. My draft.
There you go. Yep.
New York Jets. I know people like tackle here. For me, Brock Bowers just kind of makes too much sense with the Aaron Rodgers. At best, maybe you have a 2-year window with that, you need, I imagine they want to bring in a more immediate impact player. Not to say like one of the tackles here won't be. But I mean, then what? Like you're gonna be starting them over like who they bring in, John or Josh Simpson, the from Baltimore guard.
John Simpson.
Yeah.
Yep.
And just kind of waiting for Morgan Moses or Tyron Smith to kind of like get banged up. Like just go ahead, send it. Just get all the weapons. And I mean, Brock Bowers is more than just a tight end. You know, you can kick.
He's literally what they thought they wanted in Alan Lazard. Or like
isn't that wild?
Like if it's the easiest offense to just be like, no, he's actually just a slot wide receiver, because that's what Alan Lazard did. But Bowers is just a way, way, way better player.
And they were doing that with Tyler Conklin last year anyway. So it's like, you just have a much better player doing that now.
Yeah. Yep. I like it. I definitely do. I'm trying to like figure out where I'm going to play these wild cards, but I'm not quite ready to do it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not quite ready to like, quote unquote, screw over a team with a reach in the top 10. Okay. For the Chargers at 11, I'm going to use my defer pick to you, because this one's tough, because there's so many options for them. Literally could go in so many different directions. So I'm going to give you...
I already got one name in mind, and the minute you say it, it's probably that name.
All right. So we'll see if I hit that note. Byron Murphy out of Texas.
That's good.
I think would be pretty close to the best player available at this point. And definitely fills a need. They've talked about getting more physical there. So it's not an offensive weapon for Herbert quite yet, but I'll throw that one out there. I will throw an offensive weapon out for you in Brian Thomas Jr., who I do think is going to go a lot higher on draft day. His Vegas over-under is 15, and that sounds about right for me.
Yeah.
Which I've been preaching him to the Colts, so I saw that number. I was like, okay,
that sounds
I
right.
like what I'm seeing there.
Send it.
Yep. That vertical explosiveness with Herbert would be excellent. And then I'm going to throw you one of my favorite players in this draft, Amarius Mims at right tackle, who I think would start, but you have a 7-foot quarterback. You can take the 6'9" tackle and not have to worry about the height. Talk about getting that mauling guy that fits their system. I do think the Chargers can afford to take him, because you have options at right tackle right now if he really isn't ready. But for me with Mims, it's not that he isn't ready, it's just he needs reps. So I think I think he fits really well. So
it's not a like raw or anything. Wow. Yeah. So I will say, the guy I had in mind, not up there, not included.
Okay. I made it hard on you.
Yeah, a little bit. Man, I do love me Amarius Mims. Like, coming into the year, I was like, this guy's gonna be a top 10 player. He's gonna be a top 10 player. Like, just at 340, the way he moves, like, golly, please, he's just dripping tools, and then he gets hurt, and it's like, dang it. But
yeah,
I mean, dude, offensive line coaches love those tools, and they're gonna look at that cat and be like, yeah, no, we'll coach that. We'll iron out whatever needs to be an iron out. Honestly,
we can teach him to cut off an inside move. Come on.
Yeah, he'll probably get by on just tools alone, just by him being big, long, and powerful. I think I'm going with Mims now.
I love it. I hadn't really thought of that until now, but I think that's a great fit.
Yeah, I think he's definitely probably like the biggest upside guy in this class.
Mm-hmm.
It's just ludicrous size, man.
Yeah.
All right, Denver Broncos quarterback. This is the thing. Man, 12 is just feels so rich here. And I love Bo Nix to the Broncos, but do I believe that they can move back up into the first round by just saying, hey, screw our first round pick in 2025. We did it for Sean Payton. Let's do it for a quarterback. Or maybe they're content with Stidham. Please.
I'm not in control of my Green Bay Packers.
I will hear.
I want to make a call. Please
make the call. because I love that range.
Can I step in for my Green Bay Packers?
You
here?
certainly can.
That?
Hey,
no, I do control the Packers.
Yeah, you're odd. Yeah,
I'm odds. Okay, I'm on the phone. I'm Brian Gutekunst, which is a whole nother story. Okay, Goody has actually a history of trading up in the first round. He's done it for Jair Alexander. Yep, he's traded up for Darnell Savage. He actually traded up for Christian Watson. He has 2 seconds, 2/3, like 3/5. He's got 13 picks in this draft. So I think a trade up for the Packers is sneaky here. I want Quinyon Mitchell on the Green Bay Packers.
That's who I wanted for the Chargers.
12. Oh, yeah.
I'm not sold on their quarterback room.
If you're Denver, do you think you can get down to 25 and still get one of your quarterbacks?
Absolutely. All
right. So
I feel like one, if not both, those guys will be there.
So I'm trying to figure out. It's going to cost, I think. So I'm just looking at the pick value. I'm going to offer. Man, it hurts, but I'm going to offer you pick 41.
Love it.
And pick 25. And pick. I said we have 2/5. And pick 169, which comes in pretty close.
Yeah, I will take.
So Denver gets back into the second round and an extra fifth
that's
round.
another big one. Yeah, Denver gets back into the second round.
Yeah.
Yeah, nope, send it. Quinyon?
All right. Quinyon, baby.
I love
Green Bay
that.
Packers, CB1. Yeah.
It just makes too much sense. I mean, you have the draft capital. Make moves.
Yep, and that's the need there.
Oh man, Las Vegas Raiders. The fun pick could be Brian Thomas. I think though, this is a team that their identity is run the football, and I don't care if he ends up being a guard or I don't care if he ends up being the tackle. Talisa Fuanga, go ahead, snag him here. They got there, Mumford. Fun fact: he could be a guard. He could be a tackle. So
he could be a backup.
He could be honestly best case scenario, but at this point he's a starter. So yeah, I mean they really want to run the football. They saw a lot of success at the end of last year with Zamir White. Now they have watch out, Alexander Madison's in town.
Yep. All right. Can Gardner do it again? Can Gardner sneak in as the 7 seed? We'll find out.
Uncle
Next
Rico.
on Dragon Ball Z.
I'm here for Minshew Mania 40.
I'm happy for him. I've always been a Gardner guy.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and he's the biggest winner of that draft pick because now he's starting, I think. I mean, he's gonna have to win the job from good old Aiden, but I think he will.
I have some confidence in him that he can.
Yeah. All right, Saints at 14. This one's pretty easy. I'm gonna take Olu Fushanu.
Yeah.
Exactly what they need, man. I think that's one of those lock 'em in type picks. I even went to the mockdraftdatabase.com and he's the most common pick for him is 14 to the Saints. So
yeah,
desperate tackle situation.
Yeah, tackle to the Saints just makes all the world of sense.
Yep.
All right, Indianapolis Colts. There is Brian Thomas. You got Anthony
the Brian Thomas prop bettors are looking at you right now.
I know, right? Hey, use promo code Broshmo.
There you go.
I also wouldn't mind corner, but honestly, like this corner class, I like a lot of this corner class. Like more so on like I guess you get around to like late third to like the 5th round. It's like really
I love that part of I don't love the like 20 to 50 range.
Yeah, I think
that much.
Yeah, I think you get in the second round and you're like, oh boy, these feel like third rounders.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take Brian Thomas and Anthony Richardson. Just unload, throw the ball deep.
Love that fit, man. Talk about stretching out a defense with the offensive line, Jonathan Taylor, Anthony Richardson in the run game, and then the verticality of Brian Thomas. That is the perfectly constructed offense. That's something that I think can go toe to toe with the Texans sooner rather than later. So.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Honestly, it just comes down. Can they click with Richardson? And even if it doesn't, even if it's just like, hey, I mean, he runs ball real well.
I mean, that's the setup that Jalen Hurts had.
Exactly.
Where it's just simplify everything, and the development can come in time, but reading that out is not going to be that hard for Richardson. It really isn't. All right, 16, Seattle. I'm gonna go Graham Barton here.
Ooh,
throw
him at left guard.
Yeah,
throw him at center.
I've experimented with trade downs here with Seattle, and this is where having all these reps with mock drafts is useful, because I've tried trading down with Seattle to see how it plays out, and I usually end up in the 20 range and get really scared, and like Miami takes the center, and that's like, well, I trade down thinking I was going to get either Barton or JPJ, and I didn't. So for Seattle, I know they just signed the guy the Jets cut. I saw they signed him like right before we sat down. The veteran. Anyway, Montgomery? He can play one of the guard spots. No, he was with the Niners. Went to
Lincoln.
The Jets.
Tomlinson.
Yeah, Laken Tomlinson.
Oh man.
So he might be one of their starters, but the fact that Barton could also be your center is really useful here.
Oh,
so this is the first year that my guy John Schneider has full control of the draft with Pete Carroll out of the building. They've avoided taking these guys super early, but they have had success doing it lately. So yeah, we're gonna go Graham Barton and just not really mess around with the fear of someone else, stealing one of my guys here. Love Graham Barton, by the way. He's freaking awesome. He's a top 15 graded player for me.
Yeah, he's someone I kept just inching up my board, because like I just started realizing in mock drafts I just kept taking him earlier and earlier and earlier, and I got up to like the Dolphins pick, and I was like, you know what, Graham Barton sounds real good around here. It's like, golly, dude, gotta give the guy his flowers, man. He's good.
Awesome tape, positional flexibility, and I think I was trying to look this up right now. Did he have a 10 RAS?
I imagine it was close, because he ran like what, a 4.84,
4.98.
Yeah.
I think his 3-cone was like 4.40, or his that would be absurd. His shuttle was like 4.40. Yeah, dude, he's a hell of a player.
Okay, Jacksonville Jaguars, corner. Man, I don't know if Terrion Arnold can play a lot of press man. Like, I'm not sold on that. And that's like that's the one thing with like the Jags. It's like, I want to come out with a corner. Like, I don't want Ronald Darby as my 2. Like, that's great, but
I love him as a slot man-to-man guy.
Yeah, I think
don't know how well he'll hold up outside.
I think the Jags are going to be running Savage in the slot. And then they're going to move. Was it Antonio
Good for
Johnson
them?
Finally,
I've been praying for the Packers to do that. We finally run a man-to-man system coming up this year, but Savage is gone. I hope he has success, man. He's explosive.
Yeah, I really liked him coming out. Feels like forever now, but had the good rookie year, and then it was just woof, woof, woof.
He got Joe buried.
As most people did. Where is Joe Barry now? He like I feel like he's assistant or like a consultant now on some team.
It's
don't say it's the Dolphins.
Really funny. No, I was just laughing because I went to look him up. In my mind, I was trying to type Joe Barry, and I typed in Joe UFL. Because I was like, he's got to be coaching in the UFL somewhere.
Oh man.
There's no way he's got a job in the NFL. Right?
I'm pretty sure he's actually with the Dolphins.
Oh, he is in Miami.
That I think about it. Yeah. I said it, and then it started clicking. I was like, oh no.
Oh, linebackers coach. God bless him.
Oh.
God bless him. No, don't. Oh. Oh man, that hurts.
Yeah, that hurts. All right, so Jags, what am I doing here specifically? Man, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really love a ton of these options. At least I'm not sold. Like Wiggins, you're gonna worry about like the physicality, but like he's young, he's gonna grow, like he's gonna bulk. I'm not worried about that when it comes to him. Cooper DeJean, I think I'd rather him in like zone Seattle 3 type stuff. Like I actually kind of like Cooper DeJean to like Indianapolis. Kind of.
Oh yeah, that's like the best scheme, I think. Yeah.
I
struggle with the Jags. I always do. All right. Wait, did we get turned around? Am I crazy? We got turned around at some point.
We got turned around.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
Oh, because I moved up to 12.
Oh, for the
So,
well, hey, if you want to make this pick, be my guest.
Yeah, let me step back in because I have a little flip that I think is will buy Jacksonville a little bit of time here. I just want to move up with the Rams to take Byron Murphy, so 2 spots, jump ahead of Cincy.
Was that
and
like fourth?
Yeah, fourth-ish, to a pair of 4s, a 4 this year and a 4 next year. It would not cost much. It's 2 spots. It buys you a little time. Would not impact our draft, certainly.
Exactly.
So, all right. Just going to buy the Jags a little time, go Byron Murphy at 17.
Yeah,
and I like jumping the Bengals there because they would run Byron Murphy up to the podium, I think.
Yeah, Byron Murphy's nice, man. Real nice. All right, well, honestly, this kind of makes it easy for the Bengals. All the like bells and whistles of like a Brian Thomas, Brock Bowers, Byron Murphy aren't on the table, so I could just be like, hey, Trent Brown ain't the future, so just go in with a tackle. The question is, what tackle will that be?
And you can cross off your non-need.
Yeah, on
wild card here if you want. Which
that feels like dirty. I feel like it's still a need. I feel like it's still a need, though.
I know, but he wouldn't start. That was the rule.
Oh, that feels so.
Hey, if you don't want to play it, that's fine. That's on you.
Yeah, I'll hold on to it because that feels a little dirty. You know what? If they're not going to start, I will actually play a card here then. I'm going to play the slight reach because I'm going to take the tackle that's not my top 2. I think I'm going to go with Tyler Guyton.
Ooh, okay.
I'm going to go for the tools you get to develop for a year. The guy can move. He's got power in that frame. He's just got to learn what the hell's he doing with his hands.
Yeah.
And everything.
Okay.
Else. He's got to learn, hey, here's your landmark.
If I'm a Steelers or a Ravens fan, I'm very happy that that's who they took. I'm not a Guyton believer. I don't buy it. But
yeah,
you can just go watch the tackle video if you want a deeper dive into that opinion.
Like I said, he's my I think tackle 7. I think, and this was me choosing not to take Latham or.
Fatanu.
Yeah, which is wild that he's still on the board.
Yeah. I've got Morgan ahead of Guyton too.
I feel like Morgan's just going to play guard though. I feel like he kind of, I don't know. I'm getting like Matthew Bergeron vibes where it's like the NFL is just going to draft him and play guard.
Yeah. He's such a better pass protector than Bergeron was though. Yeah. But I could see it. All right. So that puts me back up with the Jags at 19. We moved down
me out of that
spots. Mess. Yeah. Well, I'm going to take Nate Wiggins here. It's risky, but God, I love Nate Wiggins, man. He was one of the earlier players I got to, and I was like, wow, this dude is an absurd cover player. Like, he moves unlike you're supposed to. Like, with the speed is fun and awesome and useful, but that's not even the first thing that comes to my mind with Wiggins. Like, he has that rare, like, gliding ability in space, and he can play off zone. He can play man to man, and hopefully you can get him to skip a few less leg days and get a little more durable. But I think he's the pick there.
Yeah, no, I think he'll be okay. All right, Pittsburgh Steelers. Fatu is actually kind of interested, or just being here. Maybe you just keep Roderick over there at right tackle. And I mean, I'm a sucker for Jackson Powers Johnson. They currently have, I think it's Nate Herbig. That's the right brother, right?
Well, they have
both
they have a couple.
Herbigs.
Yeah. They have
Nate. That's the
I'll
center,
check for
right?
you. Yep.
Okay.
Does he play center though?
I think that's
they
where
only
got
played guard.
Man.
Oh yeah, they do. Yep. Which is weird because James Daniels is the one that has center experience, but
So I mean,
James Daniels and Arthur Smith's offense, by the way, I like that. The athleticism, finally tapping into it.
Oh man, yeah, man. People are ragging on Arthur Smith. Oh, they brought in him as the OC. It's like, no, he's actually considerably better than good old Matt Canada.
Yeah,
just couldn't handle the I guess what it took to be a coach, at least right now.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Troy Fautanu.
I like it.
Yeah, ends up being
Talk
the more
about
valuable
the move
position.
blocker, and yeah, really good scheme fit there. Trying to get more athletic on that O-line. I think that's great. Okay. Your Miami Dolphins at 21. If you really want to know what I would do, I would take Bo Nix and get the Tua wagon out of here.
Stop.
Dude, I'm not paying Tua.
I get that.
I'm not doing it. And what else are you going to do? Are you just going to suck this year and take a quarterback high next year? Bo Nix in that offense would be better. As good as Tua? Better than Tua? I don't know, man.
I mean,
he doesn't throw the ball to linebackers as much as Tua, I'll tell you that.
I mean, I don't want to pay Tua. Not yet. I mean, I feel like I've been saying, hey, let's see what he's got next year. For like the last 2 years now with Tua. But, oh, man. I'd really wish to get one of the more high-end quarterbacks in this class.
Yeah.
Could look for a
I'm
trade
not going to
back?
do it.
We don't have
trade
third or
back.
fourth round picks. Every year,
You know what I don't get is the people that say wide receiver for the Dolphins. I'm like, they have way too much to fill to take a wide receiver.
I mean, when they say wide receiver, they say Xavier Worthy. It's not, we should go wide receiver. Well, I've
Which
seen
is
Brian
like-
Thomas there too.
Like, I get how fun that would be, but it's just so
That's what it
unnecessary.
is.
Like, there's only so
They just
much to
want
go
fun.
around. All you're doing is taking targets away from Waddle and Hill.
Yeah.
It's just, it does not
Killing
make sense.
fantasy
to me.
owners all over the place. Like,
Yeah.
dude, our like the trenches. That's where I want us to go.
Yeah.
Like,
But I don't even know if that would be helpful for like the actual Miami Dolphins to take Xavier Worthy, because you're just taking targets away from Waddle and Hill and giving them to
Exactly.
Worthy. It's like, why are you doing that? It's so unnecessary.
yeah.
Especially because they love like 12 personnel with just 2 wide receivers out there. So, all right.
Brought in Jonnu Smith.
Yep.
Who's the other cat we got? Smythe?
Smythe, you've got him. Yep.
Yeah, he played
All
quite a
right.
bit, so.
Brought Barrios back. I mean, Barrios and Craycraft are like perfectly fine for that, what they do.
Yeah,
that role in that
they do
offense.
well.
So, all right. Definitely thinking offensive line. JPJ would be the pick, I think, if he's there for you. Let's just not get too cute with it.
Yeah. I love that. I just want the Dolphins to go trenches. Like we brought back Austin Jackson, and then we let Robert Hunt go. Aaron Armstead's on his last legs. We brought in Aaron Brewer, which he's a nice run blocker, but Tua,
I know.
walking Red Cross.
Yeah.
All right. Philadelphia Eagles. Honestly, this would be the pick. I'd say, hey, let's go for a non-need. It's the Eagles every year.
That'd be the way.
But I'm gonna go with. With Terry and Arnold here. I'm gonna take that. I totally forgot he was even still on the board.
You know who's still on the board that has been happening in like every mock draft I do is Murphy, or not Murphy. Turner.
Turner.
Miles Turner. Yeah. And I could see it. I really could, just because of where the needs are down the board.
Yeah. It feels like a lot of teams don't desperately need edge like that, or at least the ones that are in the first round.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to send it with Terry and Arnold, get that inside-outside flexibility, though. I mean, they brought in CJ Gardner-Johnson, who can do that and play safety. So, I mean, regardless, their secondary was terrible last year.
Yeah. Okay. And you're counting that as a non-need pick?
No, I'm not going to count that as a non-need. I was thinking about going non-need, but yeah, I'm going to count that as a non-need. Oh, what do you mean? They got Darius Slay, Bradbury. Shoot, Vic Fangio's back in town. It's 2022 all over again.
All right. Chargers up at 23. We took Mims. You took Mims. I already deferred that pick to you. I know Chargers fans are going to be screaming for wide receiver here. I think I'd rather punt that to the next pick, just how the board has kind of fallen. I think Adonai Mitchell is a little bit redundant in terms of risk factor with Quentin Johnson sitting around there. So because he's kind of the top receiver I'd be looking at here for them. And I'm just like, man, that's a little risky, especially when they're so focused on getting more physical. So I think Johnny Newton's in play, but I'm going to actually, I can't quite make this the slight reach because I have never mind. I'm all over the place. You just took Terry on Arnold.
I did.
So I'm going to go Cooper DeJean. Big Ten, physical corner. I think really fits the zone heaviness of what they're going to do. Just in LA with the sort of Ravens inspired system coming over. Love him as a slot guy there. I really do. So kind of move him around in that defense. Just be a playmaker.
All right. So I'm going to use my non-need pick here for the Dallas Cowboys. Okay. We were just talking about how this edge class got pushed down. They're going to have to eventually pay Micah Parsons, which they probably will, but I mean, they're probably going to say goodbye to guys like Lawrence and whatnot. So I'm going to take Dallas Turner here, the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
I know Cowboys fans are going to hate it, but
well, this is how they do it too. Like somehow, like Micah Parsons and CeeDee Lamb and these guys just fall into their lap, and they're like, "Right, okay, thank you." That's an easy one. And to cross off your non-need pick with that is pretty nice.
Yeah.
All right, so Denver. Things worked out for them, man. This is what they were hoping for. I should technically let you make this pick, though, because this was your pick. So why don't you make this pick? You talk about what quarterback you'd go here.
Sean Payton will get his quarterback. He will get the not so old, but not so young Bo Nix. Very accurate passer. Keeps the ball out of harm's way. Just very different from early in his career, but it is what it is, man.
What do they say? Development is not a straight line or something like that.
Yeah. Something like that. Oh, I mean, for the longest time, it's just been like, Bo Nix is Sean Payton's quarterback. This is a Sean Payton guy.
I wouldn't be stunned if he's like QB2 on their board.
Yeah, right?
Like, just stylistically, it just really adds up.
And they have to come out of this draft with a quarterback. Like, they have to.
Yeah. And you got the picks to do it. Like, the trade down, you can swallow it a lot more.
Exactly.
Moving down that far to get them. So, yep. Okay, so Tampa Bay is you again. We don't want to get out of order again.
So I'll screw this up too much. Let's see. Like Jared Verse, probably the first name to come to mind. Probably only name. They brought in Randy Gregory on a 1-year deal, but that is what it is. They really liked being on a rotation last year. I feel like Joe Tryon, man, he finally found like his stride. Just being used.
Yeah, he's solid.
Yeah. Like he can't be on the field all the time, but hey, you just tell him to go out and go after the passer like 20, 25 times a game. He's A-okay. Well, let's add Jared Verse to that. Also, Yaya Diaby was pretty solid the last year too.
Yep, that's a pretty common one. I like it. Arizona at 27. Not going to spend a lot of time on this one. Johnny Newton is going to be my pick here. That interior defensive line, I really thought they would address it a little bit more than they did.
They did. Financially, they did.
But this gives you a little juice. I mean, the guys they signed, I mean, it was so unnoteworthy that I have to go back just to remember.
Bilal
Justin
Nichols
Jones and Bilal Nichols. Yeah. Johnny Newton gives you a little more juice and pass rushing upside there.
Yeah, I was arguing with, like, I don't know, like, it was wild. Like, Cardinals fans were trying to convince me those were good moves. I was like, those are depth moves.
Yeah.
I mean, those are good moves.
That's a lot of money to go throwing around.
Right? Oh, man. All right, so...
Underwhelming offseason for Arizona, for sure.
Very, very. All right,
I was stunned they didn't go for Reddick.
I know. Well, probably you wanted to go somewhere where he could win.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Cardinals can have a quick turnaround. I mean, they're technically my home team, so should want them to do well.
Yep.
All right. Well, apparently Gojo wants to be let in for the pick.
Okay.
Here you go, buddy.
Hey, Gojo.
Oh. Not a big fan of closed doors, this dog. And he'll let you know. Like, it sounds like he's about to bust down the door. Like he's the Kool-Aid man.
Dang. I wouldn't want to mess with Gojo.
Oh, he's such a lovable dog, but he thinks he's a Chihuahua. And he is not built like a Chihuahua. Oh, okay. Part of me kind of wants to use my slight reach here. Part of me. Because I feel like this pick has to be receiver, right?
Oh,
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
but
what receiver are you taking at 28 with the Bills? That's like what it is.
I know. The beautiful thing here is like there's so much variety, you know? Like, do I want a route runner? Do I want fast? Do I want big and fast? Do I want Keon Coleman? Whatever the hell he might be.
Yeah, what do you want?
Uh,
You can have tiny and fast or slow and big.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh. Decisions. I think I am gonna use my slight reach here. I'm gonna go with Xavier Worthy. Okay, you don't like it? I'm sorry. I know. I said it was a slight reach, Gojo. I think I actually would have liked Adonai Mitchell here, but I'm gonna go with the... Man, they don't play in a dome, so like the wind might knock them down.
That's what I'm worried about.
But
like if they were in a dome, I would love that pick. But
yeah, right. But I mean, he gives you quick feet. He gives you just blazing speed after the catch ability, return skills.
Yeah.
So sorry,
right,
Bills,
so
not sorry.
You're locking it in. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock it in, Xavier.
The big fear of that pick is you're opening the door for the Chiefs to maybe get Adonai Mitchell and what they might be able to do with that potential.
Oh, I know.
And you've already had the whole like Kyrie Elam, Trent McDuffie situation a couple years ago. So it's like, oh, dude, I had a hard time just like not taking Adonai Mitchell just so the Chiefs can't get him, let alone what you think about him yourself.
I mean, at this pick, Detroit lost Josh Reynolds.
Yeah, Detroit's a fun team to pick for.
They are.
This is definitely
like do whatever.
Yeah, loved what they did in free agency. I think I will go with my slight reach here. I can't go big reach because I do have a first to a second round grade on him. But he's not my top ranked wide receiver. That would be Adonai Mitchell and Ladd McConkey.
Yeah, I like Ladd too. Yeah, those are my next
are
two
5
guys.
and 6 for me. All the way down the board is my 7B ranked wide receiver is Keon Coleman, who I think just brings the missing element in their passing game. You've got Amon-Ra on the slot. You've got your speedsters, got your run game, you got your tight end. But honestly, frickin' Reynolds lost them that game against the 49ers. He's gone. They need that big bodied option. They've kind of tried to find it too. They traded for
Donovan
Peoples-Jones. Yeah. Keon Coleman's kind of in that breadth of style, so but just way better. So I really think he would work out there. They don't need the speed in that offense. They really don't. They got plenty of speed.
All right. So Baltimore Ravens, I think this is where I probably go with JC Latham. And you don't necessarily even have to play him at tackle. There, if you're Baltimore, you just lost Zeitler. Dude, their current starters listed are Voorhees, who I love, but total question mark. And then
right.
Ben Cleveland, who aesthetically I love, but just hasn't really been able to stick.
I know, dude. Ben Cleveland is the reason I'm slightly worried about like Cooper Beebe and Mason McCormick,
right?
And like some of these guys in this draft that look and tested just like Ben Cleveland.
Dude, I was shocked Cooper Beebe actually could move like that.
Yeah,
tested wise, I was like, all right.
I mean, stiff as a board, but didn't test like it.
Yeah, I know. That's so wild. But man, yeah, I'll go with Latham here. I think, value just hits you in the face.
Yeah. And now I look like an asshole because I said I think he's going to be a bust.
Dude, it's so funny.
Now he's going to Baltimore. He's going to be great. So
exactly. So
I'm screwed.
I was doing my evals for everything, and I think I was doing my Photoshop, and I was listening and watching your video at the same time. And you said, "Oh, he's gonna be a bust," and I was like, "Oh wow, really?" And then I look at my comp, and I was like, "I got Evan Neal as a comp for him."
Yeah,
just guys that can't stay on their feet.
Well, and dude, you can go down the board with Alabama tackles like this that haven't been great. Their names aren't coming to me right now, but they've had a bunch of these dudes. So yeah, who was the guy the Raiders took?
Leatherwood,
yeah.
Yeah, there's your big reach.
Yeah. All right. 31, the Niners. Tackle's such a big need.
I honestly think offensive line in general.
Yeah, O-line. All right. Because I'm a salty Packers fan.
Oh.
I'm going to use my big reach. Oh, that's too harsh, man. That's too harsh. I can't go.
Hey. It's not on your channel. Send it.
It would have been convenient if Tyler Guyton was here because that would be, in my mind, a reach down to the second round, but that's cheating. Okay, here we go. I got my big reach, but I actually love this fit. Christian Haynes, guard out of UConn.
Wow.
Got to him a few days ago.
Man.
Elite wide zone run blocker. Elite. Saw him reach Peyton Wilson on the second level, who I don't know if you've seen his testing numbers, but that's saying something, and just completely washed him out of the play. Really impressed by him. He is the absolute style that they look for in that O-line. So amazing scheme fit. And it is technically a reach into a guy that has a second round grade for me. But he'll probably finish top 50 player. Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah. I'm just like second round for the Dolphins. Like, I would love that if that's there.
Yeah.
Just perfect. Okay, so Chiefs.
Yeah, if you
taking
go
Adonai.
JPJ, Christian Haynes, just knock
Yeah.
those out. You're like, okay, we're back.
Our trenches, we're
Send us
fine.
to Kansas City.
We're okay. Tua, you don't have to be afraid.
Yep.
All right, Adonai Mitchell, Chiefs. Lock it in. It's perfect. Love it.
Yep. Ooh, I get to pick from my Carolina Panthers at pick 33.
Yeah. I think you get both their picks.
So I'm going to go. I want to make sure I'm not like overlooking anything here. Yeah, I'm going to go with Xavier Legette. I think it had been Ladd McConkey for me in terms of what they need, but my pro comp for him is Deontay Johnson. So they go and trade for Deontay Johnson. I'm like, okay, well, that solves that. You also have Thielen, who's going to play in the slot there. I just think Legette brings that verticality. We forget we're a year removed from Bryce Young dropping dimes deep down the field to guys, you know. So I think one of the biggest problems with Bryce Young last year was he reached a point halfway through the year where the field just shrunk on him. Not just the pass protection, but he reached a point where he's like, I can't throw the ball deep because these guys are going to screw me over. So to get a guy like Legette in there, I think he was like, dude, the metrics on him were so bad.
It's like, why are you even talking, bro? Like, he's out there like, oh, it's not not us on us receivers. And it's like,
he was like,
are you in the film room?
In the hundreds in separation and like in the 80s and like contested catch rate or something ridiculous like that. Like, dude, you are literally useless. So I think now that you have your guys that's like, we're gonna distribute the ball, you're gonna get open quick, balls out, improve the pass protection. Now it's like we need that verticality element. If Mingo could develop that, that's great, but I'm not counting on it. I think between Mingo and Legette, one of those guys can really work out.
Oh yeah. I like Legette a lot, man.
And he's close to home.
Oh yeah, very close. You drive his tractor up there.
Yeehaw.
Dude, man, I was like looking at his little X profile. I was like, this is a man. Like he missed time like for a motorcycle accident. It was like, and apparently like he was trying like he got the medical staff to like wrap up, but he still had like open wounds like for that week.
Oh my god.
He wanted to go and play. I'm like, this guy's nuts.
Love it.
Michael Penix to the Patriots. As foretold.
There you go. Yep, as foretold. I love it, man. As I said, man, Michael Penix plus Marvin Harrison, I think, is a better outcome for them than Jaden Daniels plus got anybody without Marv?
Man,
nope.
I mean, shoot, dude. Like, Patriots are in such a great spot, and I hate saying that, but it really does feel like they're in a good spot to be really good in a year.
I will say, I was a big Tyquan Thornton guy. When he went to the Patriots, I was like, well, I'm now wrong, like, about Tyquan Thornton. I think I probably said that about him on the draft stream. I went from celebrating like, hey, he went in the second round. I liked him in the second round. And everyone was like, reach. And I'm like, oh, shit, he's not going to be good there because Mac Jones is their quarterback. Michael Penix,
dude, Jacoby
throw the deep ball.
Jacoby Myers was so happy to get out of there. People were like, oh, why did they give Juju the same contract? Why did they just keep Myers? He didn't want to stay.
Yeah. All right. Arizona at 35. So we have gone receiver and defensive tackle. We talked about how like the corners down the board, I like a little more. Yeah. But Kool-Aid's there. I don't love Kool-Aid as an off zone guy. He's kind of weird because he's a press man corner, but he's not fast. Yeah. I'm waiting on corner. Honestly, the only guy I'm even like thinking about for them scheme wise would be Sainer still here. But it's just too early for me to take him. So, you know what I'm thinking maybe Chop Robinson, maybe Trey Benson. This is a tough one, man. All right. Let's just go with the edge group. I like Chop in that system.
He's get after it.
I've got him tied with Jonah Ellis for my fourth edge. I know I'm a little crazy for that.
But Ellis is nice, dude.
Ellis is really nice.
Yeah.
But I do like Chop in that system. You know, I wanted them to go get Hassan Reddick. I don't think it's a bad comp for a Chop with the get off and the bend around the edge. Pretty good dropping into coverage too, which they like to do that. So, yeah, we'll go Chop.
All right, Washington
for Arizona.
Nanders. Got the Nanders here on the board. We took
Nanders.
Get your comrags out.
Oh man,
golly, dude. I think that was probably one of my favorite moments of any I love Los Angeles media team, but that one tweet just made my day.
I never saw that. That's the first time I've heard that. That's crazy.
They were like, "Oh, we got the new towels. Get your comrags out." I was like, "What?" Dude.
That's so good.
It's great. It's really good. We could look at the tackle, which it would be Jordan Morgan, be the next guy up. Could look at the defense because they brought in a lot of guys at edge.
Mm-hmm.
Not loving.
You want a suggestion?
I would love
and I don't know how you feel about this player. Well, my suggestion would be Darius Robinson.
I'll get that.
Just because of the way they move their D linemen around.
Oh yeah,
the way they need
Quinn up in there.
Yeah.
I feel like
just a suggestion,
Lawrence
but you don't have
Armstrong's that guy though.
Okay, that's great. But is Clelin Ferrell the other guy?
He's that guy on the bench. Darius Robinson's actually pretty solid.
O-lines. I mean, you were onto something with O-line though, so I don't want to.
Yeah, no. Well, I was thinking I was about to defer this to you.
Okay.
Which actually now kind of narrows it down, so I won't do that. I'll just hold on to that wild card. I'll go with Darius Robinson. I like that. I like that versatility. Yeah. I was thinking edge. And I was kind of in the same realm. I was kind of thinking Marshawn Nealon. I'm kind of a sucker for him.
You could probably get him at the top of the third, I think.
I know, and that makes me sad because I'm a little bit higher on him than that. So.
Or wait, do they pick again?
Well, they do
at 40. Am I stupid? Where did that come from? That was Sweat. That's Sweat, the Bears pick. Yeah. I am stupid. All right, Chargers. Time to get them a wide receiver here. So, dude, am I crazy? I kind of like Ladd McConkey.
I don't think so. I mean,
for
armor, inside and out.
Yeah, I think he can play outside for them. Yeah, I mean, he kind of scheme-wise gives you what you had in Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
That inside-out flexibility. So, dude, I love that. Yeah.
Makes sense to me. Okay, so I have the Tennessee Titans, took Joe Alt, got L'Jarius Sneed, so corner's not necessarily a need anymore. This may... Okay. I think I'm going to defer this. This is where I'm going to defer.
All right.
So, I know that they went with Joe Alt in the first, and I'm pretty confident, or at least fairly confident, that Jordan Morgan has experience on the right side. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I could tell you.
Yeah. I should be able to. I have this up here.
He does not.
He does not? He's played left tackle all them years for Arizona?
I believe he has, yep. According to my notes. Unless it was a little bit in his freshman year.
Yeah, 2 starts freshman year. No, you're right. Okay, so let's maybe replace that with Kingsley Suamataia, which length, power, seemingly athleticism, but
Okay.
kind of all over the place.
Project for Callahan.
Exactly. He's played both sides. He could probably kick into guard too. The other player I'm thinking here is they brought in Kenneth Murray. I don't care. It's Kenneth Murray. They got their thumper in who was that cat? Gibbons.
Gibbons.
Dude, came out of nowhere.
Golden Gopher,
Dude,
baby. I watched him for 4 years play for my college team, and I didn't even know who he was.
I was like, who the hell is this guy? Ran Monty Rice out of town. So I think they're going to probably be looking for that more athletic option. So I'm going to go Kingsley, and then I'm going to lay out 2 linebackers. I'm going to lay out Enter and Cooper, length, athleticism, just not a lot of true experience in coverage, but crazy blitz and upside. And then Peyton Wilson might be a trip away from.
He would be a good counterpart to Gibbons. If I went linebacker, I think Cooper would be where I would lean there, but I'd rather focus on more important positions for them. I just don't think they're quite ready to take a linebacker in the top 40. So I will definitely go with Sumatea there. And I definitely like him as a project
I do
with Callahan. So
I do too, man. It's weird. Typically those BYU guys come out like very technically sound.
I know.
And he gets to the Senior Bowl and it's like, what the hell?
Dude, he's all over the place. Yeah. Yep. Okay, Panthers back up at 39. So is it finally time to talk about defense for the Panthers? We've got 4 receivers. We could talk about tight end.
I mean, shoot, you could say you don't know Austin Corbett's coming back at center. Because that's who they got lined up at center right now.
Yep.
So me,
I'm not a big Zach Frazier guy. I'm just not. Relative to where the talk is on him.
Yeah, I'm a big Mason McCormick guy. And I think he could play center. I honestly think he could moonlight at tackle if you really need him to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's pretty sweet. Trey Benson is tempting for me too. I love Trey Benson, but let's be honest, Panthers are not in a luxury running back pick situation as bad as Miles Sanders is. All right. I think we are going to go defense. And I'm going to take Jonah Ellis here. I've got a first to a second round grade on Jonah Ellis. I think he's a hell of a football player. Injuries slowed him down at the end of the year. But he beats you with finesse. I think if he would have tested, he would have tested really well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's got it, man.
Yeah, athleticism, not a question with him. I honestly thought he might have waited a year because of the injury. Not like it was a severe injury, but
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. He's young. He's got the bloodlines.
Yeah.
He's got multiple brothers in the league.
I know, that was so wild, man. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember Noah. I remember Caden. What the
Christian?
Hell? Yeah, Christian.
He's got 3.
Dude, yeah. His dad was an NFL player too, I think.
We got a whole NFL street lineup.
Dude,
the Ellis Bros.
That's literally this draft. Look at my son.
Yeah.
All right. So Washington took Darius Robinson, and I don't know why I forgot Drake May was the first pick, but I did. I think I'm going to stick with the offense here. We didn't take Jordan Morgan yet, did we?
Nope. He's still there.
He's still there, and currently at left tackle for Commanders is Brandon Daniels. He's flexible. He's probably more guard, honestly. Yeah, have Daniels compete with Algretti. I don't know how Algretti's starting in 2024.
I mean, I like Nick Allegretti, man.
I like him as
he hasn't
that
gotten his chance yet.
Guy. Maybe
Dude,
that's
he was a 7th-round pick that got thrown in the fire in the Super Bowl against that Bucks defense that was insane that year. Like that Bucks team was a super team that year. It really was. So he gets, thrown into the fire early, but man, he deserved a starting opportunity in my opinion.
Maybe it's me. Maybe it's guys like who also is on this roster, Andrew Wiley, that have spoiled what I thought about Chiefs offensive line a few years ago.
So you went Morgan?
I'm gonna go Jordan Morgan. Yeah.
Can be a tackle, can be a guard. I think it's a great pick for him. All right,
Broncos.
so Denver's up, and that receiver group has really thinned out, man. I think getting that 2nd-round pick to now give some extra help is pretty critical here. I know you have Marvin Mims. They signed Josh Reynolds, Tim Patrick coming back, but let's tap into the talent of this wide receiver group. And my pick's going to be Ricky Pearsall. That's
Pearsall.
A pretty easy pick. He is kind of by far my best guy left. So go Ricky.
Yeah, he's really good. All right, Houston Texans is their first pick. Man, part of me was thinking about using big reach here. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to do that to the Texans. They got another pick. Maybe I could.
They did take Juice Scruggs in the 2nd round last year, so it wouldn't be crazy.
They did. Oh, I forgot about that. I think Jared Patterson played well, though. Like, part of me, like, the fun part of me is, like, I want to see Trey Benson in this offense. Like, I don't care about Joe Mixon. He's fine. But Trey Benson would be fun as hell in this offense.
All right.
Part of me.
Part of you.
Part of me. Let me just run through this. Because I know Texans fans are going to hate that. And I'm going to be honest, I don't care. Like, Trey Benson is that good. Like, especially, like, I remember, because, like, I'll go over, like, the summer evals, right? And, like, watching his 2022 was just freaking thing of beauty. Oh,
He could have come out last year.
he honestly could have. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Send it. I'm taking Trey Benson. That's not even my reach. It's not even a big reach. It's not even a minor reach.
That's a steal on my board. I've got him like
right.
top 15 player on the big board. Yeah, I love Trey Benson.
Yeah, I don't want to say I don't get, but it does surprise me that more people don't have him as running back one in this class. And like the people that have like a Jalen Wright over him kind of like confuses me a little bit.
Yeah. I obviously couldn't agree more. Okay, Atlanta is up at 43. I'm going to try to continue to fill out this defense, and I think this is where I'm going to stop the Kool-Aid slide.
Oh, dang it, dude. I was looking for the Raiders.
Because, yeah, he'd be nice on the Raiders, dude. I'm just double checking to make sure they didn't sign anybody that I'm forgetting.
They
didn't. Mike Hughes, Antonio Hamilton,
King, right?
Clark Phillips. Yeah, they just brought in Kevin King, who I think will probably play dime safety for them. Yeah, Kool-Aid slide stops now.
Yeah, that's a good pickup. That's a good pickup. Las Vegas Raiders. Oh, woof.
Falcons are looking nice, man.
Man. Yeah, this is going to be a defensive heavy draft for them. They had their fun in free agency offensively. Raheem Morris is going to be like, all right, let's get my guys in here.
I think they could really use a running back, though, don't you think?
I was about to say, what? The Raiders? Wait, you mean the Falcons?
They lost Cordero Patterson, RB1.
Yeah, right. Oh, man, they need a tight end too, right? No one's been producing a tight end for him. Golly.
Oh, man.
All right.
Arthur Smith jokes will never get old.
It won't, man. That was a rough go. That was a rough go at coaching opportunity. Interviews didn't help him one bit.
Nope.
Oh, golly. All right. So Raiders, I feel like this is a little tough. I was kind of pretty sold on Kool-Aid. I was getting I was getting pretty giddy about it too. Giddy no longer. I think they might be moving Tyree Wilson full time to interior. Is that a thing?
Really?
At least that's
I
what
think. I mean, I could
has,
see him
but,
doing the Leonard Williams thing,
like kind of
the 5-tech, like base end, move him inside. I don't love that for him because the only thing he was good at was getting that runway as a wide 9 and just unloading on dudes. But, okay.
Man, golly, this.
But I feel like that's probably more to do with the fact that Malcolm Kuntz broke out last year. So it's a way to get all of them on the field.
I mean,
so
they brought Butler back. They're bringing Wilkins. So it's like honestly, that defensive line looks
fine.
Pretty gnarly.
Fine, actually more than fine.
Yeah.
Fine from a pass rush perspective.
Yes.
But really good from an all-around perspective.
Let's see then. Could I do something at corner? Sainer still? No. I do like Tampa, but I don't think
you do.
I mean, I like them in off coverage. Like
I just didn't see it. Like I didn't at all. I didn't get it. Like I was like, it looks like a 4th round corner to me. Zone corner.
That's fair.
I didn't think he moved all that well. He didn't test great. He struggles as a tackler. I genuinely didn't get it with him.
Okay, that's fair. I like the length. I think he moves well, and like what Iowa State was asking him to do. He was zone heavy, play off.
Yeah,
I think the footwork's nice with him. But again,
so did Jeremiah Pritchett in the same role at Auburn, and Jeremiah Pritchett ran a 4.36.
Dude,
so
I'm having such a late season like surge on Pritchett right now. Like I'm just
I like him.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't get behind DJ James, but like Pritchett, I'm like sending to the moon. I don't know why. I'm just everyone's a DJ James guy, and I just kind of have him a little further down.
I got Pritchett a little bit higher. Pritchett was interesting because I did not see the 4.36 coming. I had a Rasul Douglas comp written down on him because I loved his zone feel. And then he runs a 4.36. I'm like, oh, he's fast, Rasul Douglas. Okay.
Right. So it's like, okay.
Yeah. You know who I know we're getting off the rails with Pritchett here,
it's
but
fine.
I think
This is buying me
people
time.
Want. You know who he actually is very similar to is Emmanuel Forbes.
Yeah, at Mississippi State.
Super
That
early.
makes sense.
Yeah. Slender dude. Really fast.
Man. All right. So I don't know. It's just, I have a 2nd round grade on that guy. It's not a big reach. So I can't use my big reach
using
card.
the cards.
Yeah, no, that's my last card that I have left. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and try to force corner in here anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go with Max Melton. Nice all-around guy, could work inside and out. I honestly think he could play any scheme, and you feel really good about. I mean, he's kind of.
I have other guys. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just kind of in that
fine.
like these are the corners I have here, not here necessarily, but the next slate, like the Lassiters and such, Renardo Green and whatnot. Oh yeah, Rakestraw's here too, but I'm not in love with Rakestraw.
New Orleans at 45. I could do what they always do and just reach on a big edge at top 50 pick.
There is one from Houston this year too, so.
You know what? I'm gonna do that. I don't have to make it a major reach here. I'm gonna take your dude. I'm gonna use my slight reach on Marshawn Nealand.
Okay.
And this one's not what I would do, but this is why the wild cards are in here. This is what the Saints do, man. They take edge players in the second round that I'm like, that was a round or two earlier that I would have taken him. And that's exactly what Marshawn Nealon would be. But I do like Nealon more than I like Foskey last year. I'll say that. So, and you're taking him about 10 spots later.
Okay.
But he definitely fits their archetype with the size, the big end. So I'll count that as a slight reach there on Marshawn Nealon, who is technically 2 players down on my edge board.
All right, so I think I'm going to use my big reach on the Colts here, actually.
Yeah.
And
did you sort by RAS score?
Funny enough, I think he'll fit their criteria here. I'm going to go with the corner, and I got a 3rd round grade on this guy. I know a lot of other people are much higher on him, but I'm going to go with Andrew Phillips, Kentucky corner. I think he's explosive. I think he's made for like more off coverage. Kind of worry about him mixing it up, especially with a more stronger physical NFL. Mm-hmm. But I don't know why, but like I feel like just from like a, I guess, instincts, anticipation standpoint, that explosiveness, I kind of got Kenny Moore vibes from him.
Sure.
So I'm gonna go ahead and send it.
I like Phillips. Yeah.
I get why people.
I don't know if he's their. I don't know if he's their like style, but they did have Isaiah Rodgers, so like
they did, and now the Eagles do.
And now they don't have Isaiah Rodgers. So they have shown they'll make some exceptions for really talented players, and I like it. Like the player. So that puts me up with the Giants at 47. You did not trade this pick for Jaden Daniels. You got him anyway.
I got him anyway. Oh, shucks. I got the Jags.
We have officially reached like tab mania, by the way. I have like 8 tabs open.
Oh, yeah. I got R-Lads, my board. Yeah, it's nuts right now.
As much as I want to go wide receiver for them, there's no one that really makes sense for me. I mean, they have so many slot guys that I'm not taking Roman Wilson here. I'm not taking Malachi Corley here. I think Troy Franklin is a good player, but it's very redundant with Jalen Hyatt, in my opinion. So I don't think that's necessary. So I'm not going to go that route. I think I will go. I'm just making sure there's no offensive lineman that I have fallen in love with here. You know what? Who's their defensive coordinator now?
It's Ryan.
They got Shane Bowen. They got the Titans guy.
I'm thinking of the Jags right now. My Jags.
No, I like Micah McFadden enough as a blitzer there. They brought Isaiah Simmons back, so I'm not going to go linebacker. All of a sudden, the Giants have become a tough team to pick for here.
Maybe the first spot for safety?
Maybe. I'm still I still have to get into my safety evals.
Yeah.
If I wasn't really intrigued by Cordell Flott here, I would actually probably take right now. My safety one is Tyke Smith. Oh, he's nice, man. I was like, holy shit, he's good. He's like Antoine Winfield good. Like vibes of Antoine.
I was like, I don't know if he's there athletically.
He's not a first round grade like Antoine Winfield, but their play style, some of their highlight plays, their size and athletic testing, it's actually very similar.
Like he is pretty.
I wish you didn't take Phillips off the board.
I had to use that wild card, man.
I'll take Jatavion Sanders. I like him.
Okay.
I know he's not like this great athlete, but his hands are so awesome. Some of the best hands I've ever seen for a college prospect, period. Like just they're like 10 and a half inches, didn't have a single drop, good in traffic too. Like, I think he's gonna be a good, very useful NFL tight end. And they don't need blocking guys in that system. Dable's kind of shown that throughout the years. They spread their guys out well.
All right. So for the Jacksonville Jaguars, I think I'm going to go and get Trevor Lawrence more weapons. They grabbed Gabe Davis, and I want to get a different type of receiver. And I'm going to grab Jalen Polk here. Get that scrappy junkyard dog who will just catch anything that comes his way. Not the fastest guy, not the most like laterally impressive guy, but it's a good guy.
Yeah. He definitely reminds me of a guy I was not a fan of last year, and I've been lower on Polk throughout the process, but he is literally Wicks, Dontavian Wicks. Same player. So I'm like, I probably shouldn't hate on Polk because I was so dead wrong on Dontavian Wicks.
Yeah. I feel like it's easier too in this type of class. You can kind of get away with it.
Yeah.
It's just so talented.
Push him down a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Bengals at 49. You went tackle? Correct.
I did. I went with Tyler Guyton in the first.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna stay in state with. I've got my D-line video coming out tomorrow, so I don't know if that's gonna beat this mock draft or not. But D tackle 3 for me.
Mine will be out tomorrow.
Michael Hall Jr.
Michael Hall. Oh, dude, Michael Hall's nuts.
He's so good, dude. And he put on like 15 pounds since the season ended and tested well. And I'm like, I actually didn't hate his run defense. Like, he got driven off the ball, obviously, playing at 280. But like, he kind of held his own. So now I'm like, I think he's Justin Madubuike. So it's...
Yeah, no, he's good. I feel like he's just kind of like this pinball. He's so good at just bouncing off contact to get where he needs to.
Yep.
Okay, so Philadelphia Eagles. I think this is where I will... Actually, I think I'm going to take Zach Frazier and keep the Cam Jurgens at guard. Tyler Steen, I don't know how they feel about him. I don't know if he's a guy that they plan to be the starter next year. But this way... Cam Jurgens played really well last year at guard, so you get to keep him there. Zach Frazier, man.
Okay.
Man's man.
All right.
Any guy that can bear crawl off the field with a broken leg is my type of guy.
Okay, Pittsburgh at 51. You went with Fatanu, I believe. Or Fautanu, as I've been hearing as of late.
I have not landed the pronunciation on. He's like the one guy I have not landed the pronunciation on.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard Fatanu or all kinds of things. Like, pronunciation's been rough this year.
Yeah. A player that if he didn't just get a DUI that would be amazing in Pittsburgh is Tavondre Sweat.
That was going to be my big reach for the Texans, where I took Benson.
Oh, that's cheating though. Because he is a top 50 player, I think, if he's not.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Trouble off the field. Probably got to go wide out here. Van Jefferson, Quez Watkins, our wide receiver 2 and 3. That's not a great setup. I think this is going to be the Troy Franklin pick here.
Okay.
He's smooth, vertical threat. I think he works there. Although, does he block? What do I have on his run blocking? I feel like he kind of blocked. I don't really have any notes on his run blocking. Okay, I'm changing it. I'm sorry to do this to you.
Man.
I'm sorry to do this to you. But Malachi Corley. He's an Arthur Smith guy. He's an Arthur Smith guy. He's that chess piece weapon.
Insert
good mentor, machine. Honestly, in Cordero Patterson. I know it's weird to say that because he's not like a route runner or anything, but Cordero Patterson is known around the league as one of the elite dudes in the league, and just kind of having played that positional flexibility, I think Corley really fits what they're going to want to do, and very complimentary in terms of what they have going on with their skill sets. They don't really have that rack guy right now.
Yeah.
They got their X, they've got some deep threats, but they don't have that like manufactured touch rack guy.
Yeah.
And he blocks his ass off.
Man. All right. I almost said St. Louis. Los Angeles Rams. They snagged Byron Murphy. And I think this is where I'll pull the trigger on the first safety and go with Jaden Hicks. I feel like just all around feels like one of the best guys in this class. He brings power, brings solid enough athleticism. Yeah, man, solid tackler. They kind of need. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Russ Yeast. I'm surprise. I'm shocked that they didn't bring back Jordan Fuller, but
but they flipped it, right? They got
they got Cam, but Cam
Curl. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Guy. Yeah,
and Quinton Lake doing work, doing God's work in the slot.
Hey, my man. Yep. All right, Eagles up at 53. I have not used my non-need pick, so I think I got to do that with the Eagles. It's just how they draft. They're good. It's
what they do.
It's actually no. I'm not going to use it. I'm finally going to give them a linebacker, and I'm going to give them my LB1, someone that is actually relatively ready to play right now, Junior Colson.
Yeah, Colson
out of Michigan, and they desperately need someone that's ready to play right now. Yeah,
that's solid. I was thinking about him at 54 here for the Browns. Could go with the interior. Actually, this is actually probably a good spot for Chris Jenkins. Is it? Do I want to swing on a bit more of an upside guy? Like, I like Ruka Rohoro, and hopefully I didn't butcher that too bad.
But, row.
And I mean, it's not like it's not like he's gonna see the field early anyway. They have all these 1-year deals. I mean, Chris Jenkins has got that upside too, though. Dude is.
My high-end comp on a row is Shelby Harris.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So sit him behind Shelby Harris for a year.
Just becomes.
I do have Chris Jenkins a little bit higher, but just a touch.
Yeah, I don't know, because like both of them, it's like in terms of their pass rush, kind of like meh. Like
for different reasons too.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
I don't know. I feel Chris Jenkins though. You know that guy's gonna be in the. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jenkins. You know he's gonna be in the NFL for a long time.
Yeah. You think he will? You never know.
I mean,
it's hard to see him busting. I agree.
He's somebody's son.
He's somebody's son. Potentially the son of a 3-time All-Pro defensive tackle.
I have a little faith.
I love that I've gotten to pick twice for your
Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins.
What a nice spot for Christian Harris here. If only.
For Christian Harris? Yeah. What am I not getting about that?
Oh, did I say Harris? Oh man, I meant Haynes. My bad.
Oh yeah. If only you were here. Yeah. Okay.
Who the hell?
Still
Christian
can go
Harris?
in so many different directions. I will say the thought entered my mind of Rattler.
Oh,
it did.
buddy, please, no. Like, I don't mind Rattler at this range. I just, man.
If he's there in the third, I'd do it. I'll just say it.
Well,
man, why did you guys have to pay Austin Jackson? Why did you have to do that?
Because he was more affordable than Wilkins and Hunt.
All right. I'm gonna go. Are there any edges I like here? This range in this edge class is not my favorite, but I think I like Braylon Trice enough.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, he got back. He got heavy at his pro day, right? He got it back up to like the 260s.
Did he? Yeah, because that's what he looks more like. Although, yeah, let's just do it. I am really worried about the health with those guys. I just am, man. Both players now, Phillips and Chubb, have like a history of injuries at this point. So it's tough. Not to mention, like, just you need guys week 1 that can play. So
yeah, it's not great. Not great. Okay, we got the Dallas Cowboys here. I took Dallas turning around 1. So maybe we could get out.
His first name is even Dallas, dude.
I know, right? It's meant to be. So this is what we would do. I'm a big Mason McCormick guy. Kick freaking Tyler Smith to tackle. He can do it. We saw it the rookie year. So I'll go with Mason McCormick.
Or he could play center.
Even better.
Yeah. Yep. I like it. Okay, who's up next? My tab situation has gotten out of control now. I'm like
Bucks.
Okay, Bucks at 57.
93 tabs deep.
Yep. All right. Who are they rolling out at tight end right now?
Auden. Cade Auden. Good old Cade Auden.
Kyle.
I'm trying to.
I need to pull up there because I want to make sure. I haven't made my non-need pick yet, and I'm thinking about that here for them.
They're
I just want to make sure I'm not
very interested. Like they are. You go look, and they're like, this is one of the most mid teams you will see.
All right, I'm gonna go. I think with Ennis Rakestraw Jr.
Shoot, forgot that cat was on the board.
I think this is about his range. Undersized man corner that ran in the 4.5s. I think this is about where the NFL values him. Yeah, they got Jamel Dean and then a whole lot of So it is a need pick.
All right, so you snagged Quinion for your Packers.
Yep.
Currently, you are rolling out who at safety outside of McKinney?
It's not great. I can tell you that.
Oh, it's Anthony Johnson. I remember him.
Anthony Johnson, who played a little bit, but 7th round pick last year. It's probably the right spot to look.
Yeah. All right. So, question is, what safety, man? Like, because this safety class is definitely it's mid. It's mid. That's the best way to describe it. Like Tyler Nubin, like I love Nubin's film, man. It's just
he's slow.
Man,
he moves really slow.
Right?
And it's not even the 4.62. It's like the 4.51 shuttle and the 7.2 cone. It's like when he's moving in the vertical jump, 31.5. Like he's not a twitchy athlete.
Yeah, and I was like, man, do I just think he moves well on the field because he's big? He just takes up space?
But he's not that big.
He's not, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know why
I have Jordan Fuller down as my comp for him.
Ooh. Pretty solid one. I like Fuller. I think when he was coming out, I think I had him as like a early day 3. I like... What, Gojo? The Chiefs aren't up, dude. Calm down. Big Chiefs fan, this Gojo. Man, this class doesn't really have a lot of, I think, flavor at safety. Like a lot of slot, a lot of box. Guys that could cut it like too high. Like outside of like Kalen Bullock. So maybe that's not the spot to go. I'm being honest.
Can I do something fun here?
Yeah.
As the resident Packers fan. So I'm gonna give you the reverse deferral card here. We know Brian Gutekunst loves his Georgia players. Honestly, I like all 3 defensive back options for them as a slot corner / safety option. So I would say Gutekunst has to get his Georgia defender out of this draft. Tyke Smith, Lassiter as a slot, who your slot corner is still iffy, even though you took Quinion, because you have Stokes and Carrington Valentine are your other 2 corners on the roster. So Lassiter either as a slot corner or as a safety, which I actually love him as a safety convert.
Yeah.
And then Bullard, right?
Yeah, Bullard. Yeah, Bullard's man,
Javon
so
Bullard.
freaking feisty.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
I like any of those options.
Did I say Tyke Smith?
You did.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
feel like I already assumed. Yeah, because like I think the next spot I was probably gonna I was like linebacker, but really want to do that.
I have a note there. I know we're getting long, and I keep breaking out the notes, but
It's all
Isaiah McDuffie.
I know you were a big McDuffie guy.
I like McDuffie. He played just as well as any of the linebackers. He played like 400 or 500 snaps last year, and he was with Jeff Hafley at Boston College in 2020, the year before he got drafted. So I wouldn't be surprised if they are totally fine with Quay Walker and Isaiah McDuffie at linebacker.
Okay.
With like a 3rd or a 4th round project pick mixed in there.
Okay, so then I'm gonna go with Javon Bullard. Here.
Okay, I like it.
I like Bullard. Man, yeah, I didn't even think to connect the dots there with Boston College.
Yep. Okay, Houston at 59. I do need to use my non-need pick. I have to use it. I somehow, which that's usually my drafting style, is like draft for the future, but I've been filling out the needs here. So I think I'm trying to pull up their depth chart here. I'm thinking maybe corner.
Yeah.
As a not, because they have Akuda, Desmond King.
Steven Nelson's still floating out there as a free agent too.
Yeah, so this would fall under a non-starter here in the 2nd round. It's kind of cheating. You know what? I'm gonna steal your pick. He's still there. I'm gonna steal your what you tried to do at 41 or whatever, and take Trey Benson, who really wouldn't play that much this year with Mixon and Dameon Pierce. He'll get in the mix.
I did do Trey Benson.
You did do it?
I
thought you picked someone else. Okay, you sent it. All right. Sorry.
Hey, you go for your big reach pick and take Devondre Sweat. No, I like Benson, man. I think he goes top 50. Where? I have no idea, but
yeah. Okay. We will go with a corner, and I'm going to use that as a non-need pick because I don't think this guy's going to start right away. Who would they like here? Oh, Mike Sanders still. Sit behind Desmond King for a year.
There you go.
And then plug in the slot. Yep.
Good one. Buffalo Bills. Yeah. Another team that could inquire about safety. Other Bill options. Their linebacker core. I took Xavier Worthy there. Haha, hee hee. Oh no, they're fine at linebacker. They're fine.
Yeah, they're fine there.
Yeah. You could look for another edge. Don't remember what exactly they brought AJ Epinesa on, but you gotta feel like you could probably.
It was like 2 years, 12 or something.
Yeah,
pretty minor.
You gotta feel like you can maybe do a little bit better, but I mean, a lot of the edges that are. I mean, I guess Braswell, be a guy you can consider here, or if you really just want to develop somebody, Austin Booker, but that's rich.
Yeah, Rowe's still there.
Yeah. I actually like that for that for the interior there. Yeah,
you got Daquan Jones and Austin Johnson are reunited. They used to be together in Tennessee like 3 years ago.
Dude, Jones is on his last legs, man.
Yeah, him and Vaughn.
Golly, yeah, I'll go with Rowe.
Yeah.
I feel like no matter what, that name comes out and I'm just saying it incorrectly.
Detroit. The Motor City Kitties.
That's a good name.
And we gave them the receiver, Keon Coleman. I think I'm going to add some corner depth. And man, Lassiter's their type, but how many of those types do you need is a question. Kalen Carson. Big physical press man corner. He made my top 10. Yeah.
Yeah, people
great,
give him
great situation for
too
him.
much crap for that Keon Coleman game.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen, man. Keon Coleman will get you.
Yeah, I mean that's the only way he's gonna do it too. Just outman you. All right, so Baltimore Ravens, they got J.C. Latham.
O-line. Yep.
So yeah, we'll see how that sucker goes. Funny enough, thinking maybe edge because they have such a great history with Alabama edge players.
Did they get Van Noy back?
They might have.
I think Van Noy just signed somewhere last week. I can't remember where it was though. Yeah, they got Van Noy back.
Okay.
So they have a decent edge room, but you could certainly go there.
Yeah. I mean, Ojabo's coming off, another ACL injury, too?
Another one?
I think so.
Actually? I would completely missed that if that happened.
I know he missed most of last season.
Oh, shit, you're right. How did I not see that? That's huge.
That sucks.
That sucks. Yeah, I think you got to go edge.
Yeah. Yeah. So at this juncture,
This would have been a great Marshawn Nealand.
Yeah, landing spot. Yeah.
I mean, not to make your pick for you, but they would take Chris Braswell.
Yeah, no,
he's their type.
That's where I was sending it. That was really like Austin Booker again. He's just too much of you got to develop that guy.
I mean, Braswell's kind of got to be developed a little bit too, to be honest. He's kind of just straight bull rush right now, but at least he produced a little more.
Yeah, I thought he was probably better in the run game. A little bit. I mean, he's chunkier too. Chunky monkey.
Chunkier, yeah. Okay, San Francisco. I have used all my cards. I'm gonna, I think, take a wide receiver for them because I don't know that they can keep Ayuk long term.
Man, so draft night, do we see Ayuk or T. Higgins go? Golly,
I've had a tweet ready to go. Honestly,
oh really?
I think we'll see it. that I think we'll see one of those happen. So. Man, but there's so many guys that have gone at this point. Oh, dude. I'm going to do this. He's technically my best receiver available right now. But he's not going to play year one. Johnny Wilson as your replacement for who's their wide receiver 3 right now? That
Jawan
matched
Jennings.
his tender. Jawan. Yeah. I mean, would Johnny Wilson not be perfect in that big slot role?
Man.
And he can step outside in 12 personnel. I really think he can.
Yeah, he's legitimately someone you can move. And he can literally move at 230.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for the longest time I was on the this guy could be like Darren Waller, just move to tight end, and I mean he can stick. He's got some explosiveness. He
separates, man. He separates. He's crafty.
All right, so final pick here, Kansas City Chiefs. We took Adonai Mitchell. That's right. He somehow made it to 32, so that's great. Good for you, Chiefs. A couple of thoughts here. I kind of like going with another interior there.
Don't you have to take a tackle here?
I like Wanya Morris.
Oh.
Okay.
Of course you do.
I like Wanya Morris. I was pretty high on Wanya Morris during the draft, so I'm kind of banking that
All right.
he produces. So
Well, okay, even if you like Wanya Morris, who else do they have?
well, they paid Juwan Taylor. I don't know.
Oh, right,
I don't know
Juwan
when
Taylor.
they could get out of that contract, but
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, so if you like Wanya Morris, okay. I can't fault you for it. He was a 3rd-round pick. He's got talent.
I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping. So I'm thinking like you could do like a Braden Fisk here. I'm not really in love with Fisk.
I'm about to slam him in my D tackle video, by the way.
Just a bull in
He
a
makes the
china
list,
shop,
but
dude.
yeah.
I think I'm gonna go though with Mason Smith. Someone who's literally has just had 1 year on the interior because he was playing edge his freshman
Holy
year.
shit.
Man. What?
Chris Jones is my high-end pro comp on Mason Smith.
I was thinking
3
the same
years
thing
to
with
develop.
him. I mean, look at that build.
He looks like him. And even like the swim move that he wins with, it's the same thing. It's just Chris Jones does it every play, and Mason Smith does it once every month.
Yeah. I think they had LSU had him playing not nearly as bad as like Leonard Taylor, but had him playing like in the A gap quite a bit too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they had Wingo there too, so I was like, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah. Oh man.
Lee, so that finishes it. 2 hours later, and here is a mock draft. Very interesting.
I think the
one.
people like it though.
Yeah, no. See, this is what I love, man. You just see like different names and golly, this is what I just love about the draft. I love seeing a name that I'm like, how the hell did Cole Strange become a 1st-round pick? That's fun. It's interesting. Ends up being all right. Not terrible, but not great. But hey, thanks again for coming on, man. It's a busy time of year.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're about to drop your defensive line video. These will probably be coming around the same time. So hey, if you're done watching this, go watch that. It's gonna be a hell of a watch.
All right.
But hey,
TFG and Broshmo all day long.
yeah, there we go. But hey, till next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.
See ya.